2024 is going to be the first year when artificial intelligence will impact the world of content creators big time. In 2023, we have all heard about this new trend, AI getting into content creation, AI getting into writing, into filtering news online, and of course also creating deep fakes or fake information or confusing the audience in general. No matter what, artificial intelligence tools, platforms, and apps are super accessible right now. There's a lot of free alternatives, but there's also platforms like ChatGPT that are accessible both on a free level or on a premium level. Well, I mean, what can we do? We can't escape artificial intelligence. Is here to stay. So what would be the best approach as content creators? Should we fight against it or should we embrace it? Some people say if you can't win, then join them. Artificial intelligence is right now at that stage where it can help content creators to save time, potentially get some form of inspiration. And there are some content creators that are already using artificial intelligence in a very creative way, in ways that is not even supposed to be used, for example, to generate random artworks. And all this is going for sure to open new doors and new possibilities in the art world. One thing that comes to mind is when photography became more and more accessible to the audience. And there was this trend from painters and sculptors that they were worried about photography being able to replace their work. So they were saying, well, who needs to have a portrait if we can just take a photo of somebody and use that as a headshot, as a portrait? The reality is that when that happened, the whole school of painting, the whole world of painting started to get more and more experimental, trying to do what photography was not able to do at the time. And the same thing happened when the whole movie industry kicked in and became mainstream. Now, between the 70s and the 80s, the birth of commercially available music synthesizers, keyboards, literally opened doors to new sounds. It shaped the identity of bands for decades and decades. And recently, we have seen the impact of laptops and smartphones in content creation. Genres like hip-hop have been completely revolutionized and became more accessible thanks to how technology has made those genres easier to produce and to market. So artificial intelligence is something that we should explore, even on a surface level, at least a few times over this year. For sure, we need to keep an eye on artificial intelligence and all the different implications in our music career. Is it going to affect us, or is it not going to go and make much of a difference in what we're doing, in who we are? Because ultimately, it's also a matter of who you are as a person and as an artist, and the way you express yourself. Let's say, for example, that you are a classical music composer or you perform with a jazz trio. In that way, you can already forecast that artificial intelligence is not going to touch your content creation process, for sure not this year. And I'm making a bold prediction, obviously, but anything that contains acoustic instruments like acoustic guitars, upright bass, violin, saxophone, is going to get pretty hard for artificial intelligence to replace anytime soon. It will probably be able to clone or to create something similar, but it will not replace the vulnerability and the sound identity of something that is so organic and directly linked to a human. On the other hand, the creation of electronic music will probably be challenged by this. Or also, any content creator which is involved in building catalogs for music libraries or creating music for soundtracks or sound design will definitely be affected by artificial intelligence pretty soon, not because of fear of being replaced, but because it's going to get harder and harder to provide something that cannot be created or cloned by artificial intelligence quicker than what a human will be able to do. So if a human is hired to create the sounds of a movie, while an artificial intelligence will be able to score that movie quicker and in the style of another composer, which is what the director wants, which is what the production team works, obviously artificial intelligence will be a cheaper solution and probably quicker than hiring a film scoring composer. Now, all these different scenarios, right now they sound a little bit like sci-fi, but I am pretty sure they're not going to be sci-fi probably by the end of this year. If you watch this video on YouTube, I suggest you to check the video description below, where you're going to have a summary of the points that I covered in this video and a link to my free ebook 10 Hacks for Content Creators, where I put condensed knowledge and information which I gained over 15 years plus in the music industry, and some real life scenarios which are pretty recent from 2022 and 2023. I hope it's going to be a valuable source of information for you, and also it's going to make question your mindset, because questions are more important than answers. See you soon.